warm welcome. I am Ruchi Sharma and today we are here at the ABC-Conclave 2023 in Dubai. And I have with me a very special guest, Mr. Jonah, Glasgow CEO, Daoversal. Welcome to Tiro TV, Jonah.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So Jonah, the major Metaverse projects have attracted almost 44% of the total Web3 investment in 2023. Your views on what is the current market scenario of Metaverse and where will Metaverse be in 5 years from now?
Yeah, so I think the Metaverse industry and combined with GameFi has actually provided a lot of value for the blockchain industry as a whole, because it only made sense that we start to transition into playable assets that people can actually play to earn and benefit from actually using these assets in the Metaverse or in any gaming industry. Primarily right now, we've seen that the actual gaming industry has been very profitable for games such as Call of Duty and Fortnite. And I think that it only made sense that this would move into the Web3 industry, where now people can actually transfer these assets, kind of play to earn, unique different avatars or unique different assets that they can combine on their avatar. And from there, they would be able to possibly sell them in the future. So I think that the industry as a whole is moving in the right direction, but it's still in its infancy stage, meaning that we have a lot of room to grow. I'd say current market trends have kind of put Metaverse a little bit in the back burner because AI technology has really been propelling, the current trend as of like 2023. But Metaverses will pick up and it'll continue to grow and become a very large market cap that holds a majority, I think, of the actual Web3 industry.
So there is a report which says that education sector will be most benefited from Metaverse, and especially India and China will benefit from it the most. Your views on that?
Yeah, I think having like a digital place where people can actually learn, and facilities can provide that education at a larger audience, I think that is always valuable, because classrooms right now, during the recent pandemic and stuff like that, were very regulated in how actually people were able to participate in class. So providing these different options is actually an extremely valuable tool. And I think people learn that through using such platforms such as Zoom. However, Zoom is only limited in what you can actually do with your students. So I think having a place where you can engage more freely with your classmates and still allow them to express their personality through designing their own avatar, being a little bit more engaging, going up, let's say, to the board and actually showing them some work. All of these things can be integrated into the Metaverse, providing an amazing facility or amazing tool that can be bring value to the actual education sector.
So Metaverse is also helping a lot in the healthcare sector. There are a lot of surgeries that are taking place in Metaverse with the help of AI. So do you think the marriage between AI and Metaverse will maybe bring about a better tomorrow for mankind, especially in healthcare sector?
I think anything that can be done on the Metaverse is extremely valuable, because now we're actually finding a new way to engage. And I think having doctors or having access to healthcare through the Metaverse is an amazing tool, because people are so sick of the lines that they might receive currently now going to a hospital. I know in Canada, like where I'm from, the healthcare system is a little bit behind. It is free, but it's slow. It's a very slow process. So being able to actually do that at the leisure of your own home and being able to go through that process would be an amazing tool, I think, to all claimants or to anyone in that same scenario.
Okay, so the major Metaverse tokens like Mana and Sand, we can see a major downturn in that, and we have also seen focus shifting of investors to different sectors and different projects. I would say, can we say the hype for Metaverse is fading somewhere?
I think the tokenomics side of things can always be improved with the Metaverse. The initial concept is great to have an in-game currency that people can spend on different unique assets. That is all well and said, but we need to actually still keep the heart of blockchain and actually allow people to have some form of additional use cases, whether it's lending protocols or maybe it's actually doing the availability for you to start staking and earning some sort of monetary value on locking your tokens. All of these things can keep users engaged on a daily basis, or of course we can innovate and we can find new ways to actually incorporate such tokens into the Metaverse and find new reasons why people should be playing the game. So I would say, having daily active users has been the hardest thing for a lot of Metaverse platforms. And I think Daoversal is doing a very unique approach to this, because we have staking that is built into the land that you own. So it gives you an actual reason to come in every day and check on the status of your land, see what the actual yield that you can extract from it. and of course continue growing on new plots of land and allowing you to actually build a larger infrastructure from there.
In fact, the floor prices of the land on Metaverse is also at its all-time low.
Yeah.
Since you have also a similar project, you have land on different planets. That you just tell us about your project and what do you think should be the pricing for land so that you can cater to a larger and a bigger audience.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Currently with Daoversal, we're an interplanetary metaverse, which means essentially that we have 600 planets available for our first round and 2,100 in total. But of those 600 planets, we actually encourage people or businesses or influencers to actually purchase those planets, and then from there, they are like their own real estate agent. They're able to actually sell that land to their communities and to people that would like to join their planet. And this unique concept has allowed us to actually increase our sales targets by not actually taking on the entire load of the project, but now actually giving it back to the community. And they do see some revenue for every single sale of the land that they actually do, which I think is a win-win scenario. So now not only do we have a reason to purchase land through staking, but now you actually have a reason to be a landowner, and you can actually brand your logo on your planet. And you can sit there and give a small description on why it would be advantageous for you to join this planet or this community. In terms of the land, we've made it so in that way the barrier of entry into the metaverse is extremely low, because we feel that every single person should have access to these sorts of tools.
Actually, yeah.
So the minimum spend that you can do to actually purchase a piece of land is $10. And this
Which is very affordable.
Yeah, it's affordable, and it's, I think, a very good way to actually see if this is something that interests you. And of course, for people that are more interested or that are taking a more aggressive path, maybe it's for staking or for other reasons, you can get all the way up to $500 piece of land. So this is the kind of range that we have right now for our first round of planet sales, allowing us to actually do a very good test case scenario to see really where is the value going to be coming. Is it from the lower end or is it from the higher end? And what is the demographic that is buying these pieces of land? And how is it that they're attracted to it? And what is their main focus? Are they more focused on building infrastructure in the future, or are they more focused on the yielding of actual assets through the land staking?
So I have seen a lot of big luxury brands are also entering Metaverse, and they're promoting the brands there. They have their merchandise, they have their digital NFTs and products. And how are these brands leveraging Metaverse?
So I think this is a really good way to actually showcase different products that a brand might have. For example, if you're offering a new clothing line, or if it's a new collection, for like, let's say, the fall season, this is an amazing tool that you can use to actually give your collection to a larger audience and get feedback from them, saying whether they like the clothing or not. And at that point, you can actually sit there and make those fine tunes that you might need to, or you can build some excitement for the collection as it's coming up, right? Allowing you to actually get possibly more demand. So in terms of marketing and brand awareness, the Metaverse has been an amazing tool. I think Adidas has actually been the most popular in this area, because they've done collaborations with like Ready Player Me and a lot of other companies that are providing Metaverse solutions. And it's been an amazing actual feedback from the community on how that was introduced into the market.
You're talking about VR headsets. They are priced so high that it's a little inaccessible for a very average consumer. Do you think this could be a hindrance or a hurdle for mass adoption of Metaverse? Though it seems small, can it be?
I would say it doesn't help the fact that the cost is so high, but the quality of what you're buying, I think, is something that companies that are producing VR headsets are focusing on, that actually the accessibility for everyone. And I think this happens with every single new gaming console that comes out in the beginning. I remember at one point, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember the PlayStation 2 when it first came out was almost $600, and at the time it was very expensive for people to purchase it. So over time, the quality of actual product that you're buying is increased, but the cost is actually reduced significantly. So I hope to see that same path with VR headsets. But they're not limited, users are not limited to actually sit there and use it, or required to use a VR headset to join the Metaverse. They can simply play from their PC, and sometimes even their phone, depending on what exact Metaverse it is. And you can still engage with everyone the same way, and still have a very unique experience in this space.
Also, when talking about some specific industries, privacy and interoperability is a little issue. How can that be tackled?
So in the metaverse, because it is like a digital realm that's open for everyone to actually freely express themselves, it means you are putting yourself out there. And with that comes some privacy issues, maybe if people were to get doxxed, for whatever reason. But I think that security has increased a lot on these metaverses where people's IP addresses are not being leaked, things like that, where it actually prevents people to actually have their own sense of security because, again, it's connected to the blockchain. But we still have that issue that if that address or that person or that account is connected to the blockchain through MetaMask or whatever the case may be, if they do find that address and are able to connect the dots via using Etherscan or whatever the case, then it can still lead to those same issues again. So we have added value, but at the same time, you take some away.
Thank you so much, Jonah, for having this conversation with us and giving us your valuable time.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you for having me.
That's all this special segment for now. This is Vinci Sharma signing off. Keep watching eDollar TV.